What's going on, everyone? Kevin Gallagher here, and I am super excited today. And anytime I say I'm super excited today, I think by now you know what's coming. Last Friday, I got home to find the package I was waiting for on my desk. You know, it's the little things in life that get us, because the item that I was waiting for that finally came in was this, the GoPro Hero 9. And today is going to be a tech review all about the GoPro Hero 9, so let's get it going right now. Now before we get started, because I'm into marketing and stats and data, I noticed that 96% of my viewers are not subscribers. So please, for the love of God, subscribe. So, normally when you watch tech reviews, like if you watch Marquise Brownlee or somebody along those lines, then you know that they go way deep into all the technical specs of the camera itself. I'm not going to do that.
Nope.
I will highlight some aspects as I feel that they are important to the point I'm trying to make. But what I want to find out is the GoPro a reliable camera for vlogging, people looking to create a YouTube channel? What are the practical uses of a GoPro? Because it comes up often as, hey, here's a great vlogging camera. And last time I did a review of a bunch of different cameras, a very long video. If you're interested, it'll pop up right about now. And I landed on the Canon M50, which is what I'm shooting on as we speak. So at some point in this video, I will do a side-by-side comparison of the video quality between the Canon M50 and the Hero 9. So we could see, if you are an indoor vlogger like I am, exactly what it will look like. I'll also take it outside. Today's a bit of a rainy day, but it shouldn't affect it too much. You know, we should still be able to see what's going on out there. And then in the end, I'll tell you if I'm going to be keeping this camera or not. Now, very important thing I want to say off the bat, this is not a paid review of the GoPro Hero 9. I paid for the GoPro myself with my own hard-earned money. It is the bundle package, which if you go on GoPro's website, it's $400. That came from my own pocket. That was not something, GoPro did not send me this camera. I am doing this, and I promise for the future moving forward, anytime I review a piece of tech, I don't mind getting that piece of tech for free, but I will not do it paid, because I feel, to me, that's a conflict of interest. I want to know that when I'm watching somebody's review, they're not being paid to do the review so that they're just going to give a good review of it. I'm going to give you a real review of the GoPro Hero 9, non-biased. So let's start with the unboxing. This is the packaging that it comes in. Now, GoPro, I've got to say, I'm a little disappointed in the packaging. I love your branding. I love the color of the packaging. From a marketing perspective, I think that is phenomenal. But what I'm not a fan of is, from an outsider-in look, having never owned a GoPro, not really knowing, this is a $400 bundle pack for a very small camera. This looks like if I bought a GPS. You remember buying GPSs before we had cell phones with GPSs. So this is the GoPro carrying case once you open it up. Again, it is the exact same material and case style as the old GPS boxes. Again, this is the bundle. They don't all come like this, but I've got the bundle where it has not one, but 2 batteries. Now, if you are like me and you're into vlogging, you know extra batteries are king. You need to have extra batteries, otherwise you run out. It's so frustrating, so frustrating. The next thing in here, charging cord. Then you have the mounting clip. The next thing in the bundle is this handle. Now, this was the main reason I got the bundle and the extra battery. I mean, the extra battery and this alone were the extra 50 bucks. I already have on here, I was messing with it a little bit. Let me see if I could get it to, okay, so you can already see this clip here, that is a different piece altogether that clips into here, because I wanted to mess around with it a little bit before I did the review. But that allows you to mount the GoPro onto the handle. The handle's pretty cool. I mean, if you want to hold it out and shoot things and, you know, not just hold this little camera. Then there's some other pieces for mounting, the little sticky bit here if you're going to put it on a helmet or a car. And then you have these 2 guys. Now, these 2 things are for when you mount the GoPro onto, again, let me get this to, when you mount the GoPro onto here, you have to use this bolt to go in and tighten it in place. And finally, the moment we've all waited for, the GoPro. Now, I have to say this. This GoPro, I've never owned a GoPro before. Never once have I ever owned any other series of GoPro. Now, the main reason I did not go with a GoPro before, I didn't even consider it, was the lack of a mic port, as well as the fact that it did not have a front-facing screen. You're gonna see that GoPro at least did one of those 2 things. So it's a really exciting piece, but I wanna say this is a solid camera. My Canon M50, honestly, I would be terrified to drop my Canon M50. This GoPro Hero 9 feels like it's indestructible. It feels like a bomb could go off next to it and it's still gonna be standing. It's a solid little camera. I'm blown away by it. But let's go ahead and take a close-up look at the different features of this camera. Now, as you glance over just the front of it, you're gonna notice that there's a screen. Now, in the past, on the GoPro Hero 8, that screen just told you some information. Now that screen actually shows where you are, which is awesome. If you're a vlogger, you want to be able to know that you're in frame. The GoPro Hero 9 now has that. Now, it's a very small screen and it's a square. It's not a rectangular screen. It's not something where you could get a good landscape, but you can at least make sure that you are centered. On the one side, you have the battery access, which, when opened, it's important to note that to charge your battery, you have to put the battery into the camera, and then right here, you actually plug the charger right into that spot. Finally, on the bottom, you have the mounting brackets themselves also inside of there. As you lift it up, that's where the speakers are if you're listening back. Microphone is also on the front. The record button's right on top, power button's on the side. Everything is accessible on this camera. Now, as we start it up, something I want to point out is that the viewfinder itself is larger than on the past GoPros. Again, I've not had one, but I can't imagine trying to use a viewfinder smaller than this. And you can shoot up to 5K. And I've got to say, the video quality, it's pretty solid. But one of the things I do want to point out is how quality the touchscreen is. The touchscreen on the GoPro is super responsive. It's also very user-friendly. It's very easy to understand this camera in a short period of time. The biggest issue that I have so far with the GoPro Hero 9 is the sheer lack of a microphone jack. I don't remember that being the case when I was reviewing the GoPro before, but you literally don't have the ability to plug in an external microphone. And there are adapters online by third-party companies, but they're USB-C, and they want you to plug in to the same port that you're plugging in your charger to. I've got to say, I'm just not a fan of that. Okay, so now let's get right into it. Is this a good vlogging camera? Okay, so here we are. I'm shooting on both the Canon M50 as well as the GoPro Hero 9, and we are doing a complete test. So let's start with sound quality, and I'm going to start with the GoPro Hero 9. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's switch over to the Canon M50. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, very important to note, I'm using an external mic for the Canon M50, and there is some background noise here in the office. All that to be said, if I could use an external microphone with the GoPro, I would have hooked this mic up to at least give it a true comparison. But in this case, I just want to see which one sounds better. And if the GoPro sounded better than the Canon by now, then that is the sound that we're using, and I'll let you know that if that is the case right about now. Now let's just talk about video quality. I want to see in 4K versus 1080p which one is going to be looking better. Alright, so here we are, going outside on the GoPro Hero 9, but what I want to see is what is the sheer quality for a vlogger to use this if you're outside. This is probably one of the main factors of whether or not I will keep the GoPro, because I don't do a lot of outside vlogging, and the main reason why is the sheer size of my camera. Even though the M50 is a very small camera, I'm just not a fan of using a camera in public and walking around and talking to it. I'm gonna go over here under some low light because I feel like this is an important thing. Let's say you were shooting with this camera and you were outside, but you were in a lighting situation like this. This has this feature called Hyper Smooth, where if you're running and you're holding it out, it should be a lot smoother than what I feel like it is right now. Another cool aspect of the GoPro Hero 9 is the integration with the GoPro app. So you can actually go onto the app, access all of the footage that you've done, do edits on the app itself, and it integrates super fast. I've had drones that don't integrate as fast with their apps as the GoPro did. I literally set it up and right away it says Kevin's GoPro Hero 9 Black. The app integration into the phone really does make it a standout piece. So what's my altogether GoPro Hero 9 review? Pretty simple, it's an 8 out of 10. Now, allow me to explain, because it was a 7 out of 10 until I was messing around with the app, and then it became an 8 out of 10. The negatives of the GoPro Hero 9, it's the lack of a mic port, shooting in low light, the general packaging, again I'm in marketing, that matters to me, and I didn't really point this out during the video, but because the bottom has these two wings instead of having, let's say, a screw-in port like the Canons do and everything else, you can't mount this on a typical tripod. You would need to get a tripod that is set up for the GoPro. Just like with Apple and all of their adapters, it just gets on my nerves. So I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I bumped it to an 8 because of the integration with the app. I think that's fantastic, and I can't do that with my Canon. So that alone jumped it to an 8. But it was a 7 out of 10 before that. So what's my overall review? Well, as a YouTube vlogger, a YouTube video maker, my overall review is this. I will be keeping the GoPro. The main reason is for outdoor shooting, and whenever I'm traveling, instead of me carrying around this camera with me, if we ever get back to the point where I could go in an airport again, I don't necessarily want to carry around my big Canon. This is a much smaller, much more compact way to do it. The only issue I need to figure out is how to get the sound just a little bit better, especially if I'm in a crowded area and I want to make sure that I can be heard. So guys, here's what I need you to do. If you enjoyed watching this review of the GoPro Hero 9, a real vlogger's working man review of the GoPro Hero 9, then I want to ask you to go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Also like the video, and otherwise y'all, I hope you have an excellent day. Small business owners, be small. Think big. Let's get out there and get it done, y'all. Take care.